much spend the whole lesson getting his neck down, right?
Well, yeah, it's the opposite of how he's built, right? So he's allowed to come up only when he's carrying entirely with his back. Because the further down we roll that neck, the further up his back is going to come. There you go. His back is going to come to carry us. And then you can see the difference in the quality of his trot. Because he's not bracing through the shoulders.
Right, but I've been trying to get him to, the whole lesson is just tell him to keep his head down, for the most part.
Right. Well, and that's, I mean, that's horse training in a nutshell. We find their weakness and then we harp on that for their entire lives. There you go. So when you're ready, let's change rein, warm this up the other way.
Talking like 11 years to try to get his neck down.
There, right there. Perfect. And in actuality, it's getting him to lift up behind the shoulders. So he's carrying the saddle better, but the neck is just a better physical indicator than, you know, looking at his shoulders. There you go. There you go. It is very nice. Yeah. And he's really even behind today, too. Sometimes by Thursday, he's a little bit tired. So this is really pleasant. Good. All right, so when you're ready, let's find a big circle somewhere. And we're going to go trot, canter to warm up our canter transitions. What we want to work towards is that he can keep his neck down through the transition so that we're riding within that change of gait. There, that was lovely. Then as we're cantering, think a little bit of outside rein to keep his neck a little bit straighter out of his body. And then when you feel him start to struggle, ask him to come down to that trot, rolling that neck down again, using your body to push his hind legs, down underneath you, so that way he can push fluidly into the trot. And he's going to say, oh, that was a lot of work. There you go, outside rein, straighten out that neck a little bit. Good, canter is lovely there. So when you come down to the trot, work on getting that softer trot again before you ask for the canter. There, like this. All right, that way he goes, oh, this is just my default setting. Good. So that way we can have these nice smooth transitions as part of his daily life. That's it. So as we're doing this canter, thinking I'm getting long and heavy through your inside stirrup to really try to encourage the bend through the middle of the horse. Nice there. So in our canter transitions, try to stay nice and tall. Be careful we're not shoving him as much as lifting him, right?
Right.
Because we want the balance to remain the same. He says, oh my goodness, you know how hard this is? It is, I know. Good, good. There, now you have a good trot. Good job. I have to say, I like this canter. Today he looks really good. All right, let's change rein, warm this up the other way. That's it, work on rolling that neck down always. There you go. See, now everything is hopefully nicer and softer, right?
Yeah.
Softer-ish. Good, upward. There you go, and then for the downward, think I'm rolling his neck down. That's it, try to keep your upper body nice and straight and strong so that way he can't pop us out of position. Good. Because when he has a sloppy downward transition, that's right, he tends to jostle the rider and then he has a few steps of reprieve. But instead, we want him working hard the entire time through. Oh, that was nice. That was really nice. Because then we can keep those hind legs tracking up and under. A little bit extra outside rein there. That's it. So be careful the inside doesn't ask for too much bend through the neck. Our goal is that the neck should feel nice and straight out of the saddle. Excellent. Let's do 2 more, and then we'll ask him to come down to the walk for a second. Think about that forward transition out of your canter. Half halt on the outside. There you go. Yes, good job. So there we had him nice and packaged together, right? That was lovely. Because the quality of the transition helps the quality of the canter. Good. Yes, yes, yes. And the more that he practices this high quality stuff, the more natural it's going to become. Good. All right, and then when you're ready, he can come down for a quick walk break before we ask him to work a little bit harder. Good. So I'm really happy with this canter to trot transitions, that it didn't feel like he stopped and then trotted, right?
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot more muscle from them to go from the canter to the trot instead of stopping and then restarting.
I can tell you've been doing a lot of work on it because he's doing it pretty well.
Yeah, oh yeah, we've been working hard on that one. Because he stopped and knocked me into the windshield, and I was like, I don't like that. So.
Now I can feel like when I'm doing the transition to the trot, but thinking forward, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
At least to me, he's so much more connected, his haunches and his bit, right? That when you use the bridle, he doesn't just throw his haunches away, which is great because that gives you a better place to sit, and it makes him more athletic.
Makes it an easier ride.
And I will say, our big win, like as how I evaluate how these horses are doing, is when he canters in from the pasture, he's round. So he's practicing his good canter on his own. That's what I like. He's like, I found a better way to do it. Yes, you have. Good.
You ever teach them how to do like a pee off on their own, like when they're out there just practicing?
No, but you'll see it out there. So I had a horse, Bucky, who his natural gait, like his favorite gait, was the passage. And you turned him out, and that's all he did. He didn't trot anywhere. He would just passage. And that was just his go-to gait when he had a moment. His canter was terrible his entire life, but. Alright, so when you're ready, and this horse is building towards the passage. Like, I have moments where I'm like, oh, it's almost there. But it's not quite there yet. But I'll bet you he could have a really nice one. Anyway. Alright, so when you're ready, we're going to pick up our trot. And what I would like to see is we're going to go leg yield to the rail and then shoulder in. Okay? So center line of that half of the arena. We're going to leg yield and then shoulder in. And our goal is that we can keep the hind legs underneath him the whole time. So it doesn't feel like we have to catch his haunches with us as we transition between the lateral movements. I know, I've been really picky about his back legs. He has to say he doesn't love it. There you go. We're going to leg yield away from the turn. Good. Getting that nice trot that we had to start with. There, that's lovely. That low neck is just indicative of everything else being connected. There you go. So when we ask for that sideways, inside hind should push into your outside hand. Drop that neck a little bit. There you go. Bring the shoulders. There you go. Good. Except for the break. All right, let's try that one again. So this whole exercise is about the inside hind leg. Which is hard, isn't it, buddy? There you go. Shoulders and hips move evenly over together into your outside rein. Then we give a half halt, tucking those haunches underneath. He says no horse can work this hard. I understand. Good. Good. Right, and we need just a little bit more leg when you half halt him back. Because it's the transition from stepping across to stepping under, right? And that's a hard transition for them to do. So we want to think a little bit more forward as you go between the two. Not that he's running off of his feet, but that his hind legs keep reaching. Good. So nice sideways there. And then a little half halt to just tuck his butt, and then a little leg. Yeah, there you go. And then that little bit of leg in the half halt keeps his inside hind tracking up and under instead of pushing his tail out to the rail, right?
Yeah.
Did you feel that difference?
I did. The other thing is I added a little bit of straightness before I went into the... So I didn't go from one to the other.
Well, that's okay. So going from leg heel to shoulder in is harder, right? So it's okay to add a straight step or two before we establish it. There you go, there you go, there you go. That's it. I want to see a little stronger outside rein so he stays a little straighter on the line because he kind of drifted off the rail a little bit. But this is nice. Let's do one more and then we'll change rein. We have a crow party out there. Stay tall. Be careful we're not looking down at him, right? Just because we want his neck down doesn't mean we're allowed to push him with our chest. Good. All right, let's see it this way. This side is actually a little bit harder for him, I think. This is nice. Good job. That's okay. Give a little tap with your whip. Be careful you're not pushing with the inside rein. I think it's leg to outside rein. We're not going to let him talk us into holding him up with that inside. Because that's what he would very much like you to do. This direction, he likes to tip his haunches a little bit to the inside. We want to think we get him a little bit more connected to the outside rein. Nice and straight there. So think inside leg to outside rein. Good job. Good job. Outside half halt. We'll tap with the lips.
He's just leaning on that outside rein.
Right, and can you feel how he pushes the haunches away?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's do that again.
Just...
You're going to tuck that inside hind, and you're going to need a little bit of inside spur, inside whip, right? To keep it engaged, because otherwise he's like, I know an easier way, and he gets
really the easier way for him is the shoulders just like dropping.
Right.
So it seems like the leg yield seems to be fine. Then when I get him into position for the shoulder in, he just does this.
Right. So
and just leans it into the rail.
Right. So he moves his gravity underneath you up the front, right?
Yeah.
And so when we do that, what we want to take is a little bit of actually both legs, keep the hind leg tucked under, right? Even if he just goes perfectly straight at first, that's okay. Because that's the response.
I'm actually digging a spur in the
Well,
outside.
and after release. So don't just hold, right? And don't be afraid to tap the width too. Because with
an eye on those horses coming.